At some point in our childhood, we get told by an adult or someone else that we're either good at art or we're bad at art. And we take that notion from our childhood and use it to inform how we create, how we express ourselves for the rest of our lives. Hey friends, I'm Abhas, and today we're going to talk about the art of learning art. Art to me is an all-encompassing term that covers any kind of creative expression. That could be painting, drawing, dance, writing, cooking, poetry, anything that allows you to express yourself. I'm going to dive into a bit about common limiting beliefs that people have around their art and how to get past them, how you can focus on learning your art form to help you grow, how to stay motivated as you progress through your creative journey, and some exercises and mindsets that can help you uncover and hone your own creativity. As I mentioned at the beginning of this video, a lot of us carry around how other people reacted to our creativity and our art as children all the way into adulthood. If someone told you that your art was good as a child, that might have been really encouraging and exciting for you to want to pursue your own creative endeavors. But combined with perfectionism, that's something that can result in someone not being able to create at all, because living up to the expectations that other people have put on you and what you create can be very crippling. For someone who's been told that their art is not very good at a young age, they might decide that why even try? Because anything that they create will be not good enough. If you've ever been in that second scenario, let me be the one to tell you that you are good at art. Whoever told you that your art is not good enough or you're not good enough was simply projecting their own feelings of inadequacy and their own creativity onto you. I have so many friends who have told me that I'm not creative, I'm not artistic, I'm not good at art. And yet I walk into their homes, they're immaculately decorated, they have beautiful meals set out for me, they have exquisite taste in their fashion. All of those are artistic. If you have ever written a poem, if you have ever journaled, if you have ever gone to karaoke, if you have ever cooked a meal by yourself, you are an artist, you are creative. By forcing yourself to create something from nothing, you have been through the creative process. You do not need to carry around the negative associations between you and your creativity that someone else implanted in you as a child. Think about this. Children are the most imaginative beings in the universe. They wake up and they think of, what can I create today? What can I imagine? They come up with imaginary friends, stories, and that was you once as well. You can always reclaim and reconnect to that inner child who is very creative. You do not need to carry around the negative comments that someone else might have made in reaction to your creativity or art when you were younger, and allow that to determine how you create and express yourself in the future. There's a really incredible Ira Glass article that I'll link in the description below. But to summarize, basically it comes up with the idea that anyone and everyone who is an artist, that is to say everyone, has a taste for creativity. What I mean by taste is they know what they're looking for when they see creative work. Think about what kinds of art you care about. Maybe that's music, maybe that's painting, maybe that's writing. Think about the content that you consume. Do you watch a lot of movies? Do you read a lot of books? Do you like to go to museums? Likelihood is that you have an eye for what you like. It doesn't have to be what other people like, but it's just what you like. And when you see something that you do like, you're able to identify it and decide that it is something you like. Because of this taste that you have in the things that you like in the creative field you're in, you will always know what you're aiming for. Every single time that you make a new piece, you will be comparing it to the style and the taste that you have in your vision. Because of that, you will know the parts of it that you like, the parts of it that you want to improve, and the next time you create a new painting, you'll be able to incorporate all of that and make it even better. Because of this, you have this internal compass that allows you to focus on where you want to go and gives you a vision for where you want your creativity to take you. Every single person has this in them, because if you choose what kind of clothes you like to wear in the morning, what kind of books you like to read, what kind of media you consume, you are creating your own internal taste and thus have this inner compass. There's an excerpt from the book Art and Fear that talks about the story of a ceramics teacher that at the beginning of their session decided to split his class up into two different groups. One group, he decided, would be judged purely on the number of different pieces that they created, that is to say, on quantity. The other group was judged entirely on the quality of one single piece that they created, quality. The students in the quantity group came into class every single day and created a new ceramics piece. And as they went through the semester, they created 30, 40 different pieces. Those in the quality group focused on one piece for the entire session. At the end of the session, the teacher found that the ceramics of the highest quality were all from the quantity group. This was because as the quantity group was churning out loads and loads of work, they were able to create and learn using that inner compass to improve every single piece that they created. The quality group, on the other hand, spent most of their time talking and conjecturing and theorizing about what they would create before even coming to creating anything. So what we can learn from this is that you simply need to try. In simply focusing on the quantity rather than the quality of your work, you're allowing yourself the space in between to use your compass to guide you to what you want to improve and what you want to keep doing more of. So that's how you learn an art, through practice. Simply by repeating your practice and creating over and over, combined with having this inner compass, you can course correct to make sure that you're improving with every single piece that you create. I don't really like the idea of practice makes perfect because I don't really think anything can actually be perfect. I like the idea of practice makes progress. Now, progress can be kind of a tricky thing, and for me, it's been kind of a consistent pattern in all the different art disciplines that I've tried. Here's what it looks like for me. So at first, when I'm learning a new art form, it's super fun. I'm creating something out of nothing, and it's really rewarding to see my ability to actually create something. This is what I call the honeymoon phase. This is where I'm currently at with 3D design. It's something that I've been doing for on and off for about 6 months now, and I'm super elated every time I create a new piece because it's so exciting for me to be able to create in a medium I never have before. In the middle, I start facing some struggles because I suddenly realize that there's a lot of intricacy to the art form that I'm learning, and it's not just making pretty things all the time. I have to learn the form, the program, the instrument, the technique to get things right. And this is where I realize maybe I'm not actually very good at this yet. Dipping your toe into an art form is really easy, but to understand the inner workings and the true depth of it, you need to really focus on repetition. Even if it means getting kind of uncomfortable and feeling like you're not really going anywhere, this is where you really want to focus on practice. I'm probably here with Kathak. This is a type of classical Indian dance that I've learned for about 1.5 years now, and I'm at the point where I know all the basics, but now it's learning the real depth and the real understanding of the art form. It's something that takes many, many years of dedicated practice and improvement to be able to get somewhere that I want to be, but in that way, it's been a bit of a struggle in the middle here, but I'm still really enjoying it. And the last phase is where it gets really, really rewarding. When you finally mastered a craft, it feels absolutely incredible to be able to find some trust in yourself, to be able to create something with your own ideas and your own freedom. And having gone through this arduous process of learning and practicing and growing over time, you're now in a place where you've mastered your craft enough to be able to have the freedom to create from your own mind, your own experiences, and you might even be able to teach what you've learned. This is probably where I am with photography. It's something that I've done for about 13 years now, and it's something I feel super, super comfortable with. Anytime I get handed a camera or I'm out taking photos, I'm confident that I can create something that's similar to what I visualize in my head. So if you're in that honeymoon phase or the growth phase in the middle, here are some ways that you can focus on staying motivated and accelerating your growth through those phases. The first is to challenge yourself to create regularly. Whether that's daily, weekly, have a system for yourself that allows you to create on a regular basis. Right now in the pandemic, some of us have a little bit more time. Use that to spend dedicated time every day or every other day to work on your art and practice. If you're in that honeymoon phase, try to make a habit of practicing every single day. Maybe even for 15 minutes, just sit down and make the intention to practice whatever your art form is. If you're in the growth phase, I would really encourage you to try a 30-day or 100-day challenge. This is one of those challenges where you create and you share whatever you're making for 30 or 100 days. This is something you can share with your friends, your family, social media, whatever you like. But having that accountability allows you to move through that growth phase and allow you to practice in a way that maybe is a little bit more fulfilling than simply doing it by yourself. The next is to get a teacher or a mentor. If you're learning something that has a lot of established technique and rules and form, I think it's really important to try to invest in finding someone who can teach you to do it the right way. Things like learning an instrument, a classical dance form, or anything that has a right way and a wrong way to do it, I think it's really important to focus on getting the right technique at the very beginning. If you don't have the resources to pay someone to teach you something, use YouTube, use the internet. Every single art form that has ever existed is on this platform, available to learn for free. If you're already in the mastery phase of your growth, I'd really encourage you to get outside of your comfort zone. Challenge yourself in a way that pushes you out of your normal routine. I would really encourage you to put yourself out there. I know it can be really scary to share your artwork with other people, but I'm just gonna tell you right away. No one cares. No one cares that you're creating something. When you're just starting out, it's really great because no one really cares what you're doing and you can just kind of share and put out the work that you want to. When I was 16, I would post these conceptual art photos on Facebook. And to be honest, they're not very good. But I'm really proud of myself for putting my work out there because over time, you can see that with my compass guiding me and this consistent practice, you can kind of see that I developed a style and a vibe that I'm really proud of. And even in the images that I created in my teenage years, there are reflections of who I am and my style now. I also think it's really cool because people have seen me grow over the years in my own art. And in that way, I've given other people permission to share their own growth in their art journeys. Compare yourself to you yesterday, not other people. You can be inspired by other people, but remember that that one Instagram post of that artist you really like with 2,000 likes has 2,000 hours of practice sketches and ideas and artwork that you have never seen before. Everyone started out as a beginner. Everyone started in the same place that you start when you are beginning an art form. So keep that compass, that taste active. Look at all the things and all the artworks that inspire you, that move you, that pull you. Keep track of them and identify what it is that you like about each of them. Every time you create a new piece, make sure you compare it to your taste and your compass and your vision, and use that to inform what you want to improve and what you want to keep doing more of. If you keep doing this, along with practice and repetition and recalibration, I promise you will get there. All right, so now I want to share with you a few practices that help you to stoke your own creativity, help you refine your taste, and help you find out what it is you like and what you want to be doing. One of the things I always recommend is The Artist's Way. It's a 12-week course in the form of a book. What you do is you read a little bit and then you do some exercises every single week. The first thing you do is you do morning pages every single day. Morning pages are essentially stream of consciousness journaling, the first thing you do when you wake up. I found this practice so valuable because it allows me to brain dump every single thing that's on my mind. And you'd be surprised that some of your best creative ideas are actually hidden gems inside of your subconscious thoughts. The other is the artist's date. This is essentially a certain block of time once every week that you allow for your inner creative child to be able to play and explore. In the book, she recommends that you go out to a museum or go to a park or go somewhere that you don't normally go and allow yourself to explore and look at everything as if a child would. Now, in a pandemic, this might not actually be possible. In recent webinars, Julia Cameron, the author of The Artist's Way, has actually recommended that people try creating stuff out of their comfort zone. What's something that you've always wanted to try that's artistic that you never have? Have you ever baked a pie? Have you ever played with polymer clay? Have you ever wanted to build a wooden plane? Think about things that you might have wanted to do in your childhood that you never got a chance to do, and see if you can just make them a reality. If you ever encounter art block, I think that an artist state is exactly what you need. A lot of the times, when you get to this mastery phase of creativity in an art form, it can feel suffocating because other people have expectations for your work, you have expectations for your work, and a lot of the times it creates a lot of barriers to allowing you to create what you want. In these times, I think it's really, really valuable to just push yourself outside of your comfort zone. Have you ever written a letter in calligraphy to a friend? Have you ever cooked a 4-course meal? Have you ever tried painting something gigantic? Tune into your inner creative child and ask them, what do you want to do? What sounds fun? Everyone is creative and art is for everyone. When you're trying to decide what you want to create, what you want to learn, follow your heart. What kind of stuff have you been attracted to in the past? Do you get mesmerized watching dancers do chukkers and spins? Do you love seeing different kinds of paintings in museums? Do you love hearing the sound of a poem being told in an open mic? Listen to what you are attracted to, and you will find exactly the type of art that you want to create. Think about the things that you've already done creatively. Do you have an eye for putting outfits together? For making meals look really good on a plate? For giving amazing looking gifts to friends? Think about how your natural creativity expresses itself and see how you can translate that into an art form that you have wanted to try. So to review, the art of learning an art is about refining your taste and creating as much as you can. You want to make sure you consume the types of art that you really, really like and allow that to guide your creative vision and your inner compass. When you're practicing, you want to focus on quantity over quality. And between every single piece, you want to calibrate and see what you can improve and what you want to keep doing more of based on that inner compass. And no matter what stage of the artistic journey that you're in with your art form, you can make sure you're growing and moving forward by challenging yourself to do things that you maybe never have done or to create consistently over time. What kind of art moves you, inspires you, mesmerizes you? Allow it to pull you directly to it. And lastly, I challenge you to just try. A lot of us carry around this notion that because someone told me that I wasn't good at art when I was younger, that I will never be good at art. But as we just talked about, art is just practice and growing and learning and refining. And if you never allow yourself to even take a single step on that journey, you are doing a disservice to yourself. So please, if an art form inspires you or attracts you, please just allow yourself to try. Thank you so much for watching this video. I really appreciate it. If you like this video, you might like my other video on the power of forced practice and how repetition helps you to grow in your art over time. Also, please consider subscribing because I am creating art and personal growth videos bi-weekly on this channel. I hope you show yourself some kindness today. I'll see you in the next one.